So, public speaking is important for your life and your career. However, you are absolutely terrified of speaking in front of an audience. Perhaps you're too scared to step in front of that audience, or you've done it before and you are absolutely scarred at how horrible it went. Well, no need to fear. My name is Jonathan Peng, and today I'm going to share 4 steps with you to how you can begin practicing public speaking before you step in front of that audience. Step number 1, first, practice in private. Before you even get comfortable with the act of speaking in front of an audience, you need to become comfortable with the act of actually giving a speech. That means getting comfortable hearing the sound of your own voice, using your hands and your body language when you speak, or even memorizing a script and bullet points. Now, the safest way to do that is to do it in private, where no one can hear you and no one can judge you. The more comfortable you are with the act of actually speaking and presenting, the much easier it's going to be when you step in front of that audience. Step number 2, record yourself. So by practicing in private, you should have gotten used to the act of speaking and presenting. The point of recording yourself has 2 reasons. The first one is we want to look for any troublesome things we do, such as trouble body language or perhaps a word we may repeat too much, and we want to try to make those corrections and fix them. The second reason is we want to understand what we look like from the audience's point of view. You see, the unknown, or things we are not prepared for, is always a lot scarier than when we understand what everything looks like, how it's going to be, and what could happen. By watching video footage from an audience's point of view, it makes looking at that audience a lot less scary because we know exactly what it is they are looking at and what it looks like to them. Now, when you watch that recording for the first time, I warn you, it's not gonna be a fun thing to do. You may cringe and say, oh my goodness, I can't believe I did that, or I look so weird, I sound so funny. That is the point. We want to get, again, as comfortable with ourselves as we can before we step in front of that audience. Step number 3, send this video to someone for their feedback. Yes, up until this point in time, we become very comfortable, but only within our safe zone. Now it's time to send it out there to a good person that we trust for their honest feedback. This is your first step into stepping out of that comfort zone because it's scary. You are sending something out there to be torn down, to be criticized, to be possibly made fun of, but hopefully for someone's help in their improvement. Now, I recommend you choose someone you really trust and you really value their opinion. And also make sure to tell them that you want them to be honest with you. Sometimes people are too nice. And if they're too nice and they don't point out the things we're doing wrong, that's not going to help you grow. Step number 4. Once that friend has given you their feedback and you've reviewed and practiced and done it over and over again and you're starting to feel confident, perform for that friend. Now, this could be over video or it could be in person. It's up to you, step by step. But eventually, you do want to perform for that friend in person as an active and live audience member. Now, if you're a nervous type of person, you're probably going to mess up a lot. So it's important that you let this friend know to be patient with you, to be understanding, but at the same time to again give you their honest feedback. It's going to suck. You're going to feel pretty scared, and you might do pretty bad or you might do really good. But the point is, again, that you are speaking in front of a live soul before you step in front of that audience. And lastly, step number 5, perform in front of a larger audience. You see, one of the biggest mistakes people make is they get right in front of that large audience right away without doing steps 1, 2, 3, and 4. And because of that, they're simply not prepared. They're not used to themselves. And once they do that, they become scarred and they have all these bad memories and they remember all the pain and agony and suffering. But you are different because you have done step one. You've done it in private. You are comfortable with yourself. You've recorded yourself. You've sent it to your friend for feedback. You've performed in front of your live friend. And now that you've gone in front of that large audience, you are definitely more prepared than if you would have done it for the first time in front of that big audience. Now, I'm not going to stand here, lie to you, and pretend like this is going to be easy. But I promise you, the more you practice, the more you do it, the easier it's going to get, the more comfortable you're going to be, and the more awesome you will speak. Well, that does it for today, ladies and gentlemen. What about you? How did you overcome your fear of public speaking? Let me know. As always, if you found this useful, give me a like, a comment, or a share. That's all for today. This is Jonathan Pang, wishing you a positive and productive day.